Hey everyone, welcome to Show and Tell. This is my podcast. Today is Monday the 11th, and this is episode 18. My name is Claudie, and thank you for joining me. Have you guys had a good time? Did you have a good New Year's? That was probably the biggest thing that has happened since the last time I did an episode. It was pretty good New Year's. It was pretty quiet for us. I did not go out on New Year's Eve because no. I don't I'm not a huge fan of crowds. Anyway, like I get a little like freaked out by them anyway. But um when you add alcohol and a lot of people, I am just not there. There are reasons for that and stuff, but we won't get into all that. But basically, it just makes me really, really uncomfortable. And I don't have a good time. So, if we do anything for New Year's, it's not at a bar or anything like that. And this year, because New Year's Day was on what, Friday? Yeah, New Year's Day. Basically, some people had to work, and so anyway, New Year's Eve it just ended up being just my husband and I, and that was perfectly fine. We were cool with it. We ended up just kind of watching stuff, and we played. I had bought a new game, so we played Exploding Kittens, and I brought it in here to show you guys. It's a card game, and I've said it's kind of like Uno, but it's not really. Basically, your goal is not to get an exploding kitten card, and well, not to get an exploding kitten card and not be able to counteract it. Here are some examples of the cards on the back. I'm sorry about the lighting. I know it's I look very very bright, but it is because winter has arrived. We have snow outside and it is very blinding, and that is just how it is. Not really much I can do about it. Because, I can record at night, but then you won't be able to see anything because then it'll be too dark. So, yes, winter has come. Winter has shown up, and yeah, as you can see, I'm wearing a hat. I do not normally wear hats. I think I look not the best in them. This is a slouchy hat that I made out of, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, in the Team Spirit color. This has no reflection on the Bengals, by the way, because I don't really keep up with football. But, I mean, maybe, I don't know. Like, I'm aware of the fact that they play, but I don't, like, watch the games or anything. I think they lost last night. I think. Some people on my Facebook page were talking about it, so that's pretty much the extent. That's how I get my information when it comes to the Bengals because I don't look it up. But I made this hat a while ago. I think I showed it on the podcast, and you can go back and look at that. I'll have to see which episode it was. I think it was. I don't remember now. I honestly don't know. I know it wasn't recent. So I just made it. I had this yarn in my stash for a long time, and I wanted to use it up, so I did. And I put it on today because it was sitting on top of the hats. I think my husband might have wore it, so that's probably why. It was sitting on top of the little stack of hats that we keep. Yes, because I'm cold. It's just cold. Okay, I'm gonna talk more about like the life stuff, that kind of thing at the end, but I do want to mention a couple of things first. Since I posted my last episode, I have posted some videos here on YouTube, and I thought maybe if you hadn't seen them, you might want to go check them out. I did a 2015 in review, so basically I just talk about how 2015 was, what my goal was, and how I did, and also just my general life type stuff. And then on New Year's Day, I put up my goals video for the year, all 15 of them. I will say I have since finished one item. I got my Ravelry stash up to date, so that was one of my goals. So I spent some of last week doing that. And then on Friday, I posted my Stash Flash video. Have you guys seen that one? There's a ton of yarn. And yeah, so it's pretty, it's fine. It's actually like, when it's put away, it's not that much. So it doesn't like cause me like too much stress. It's just that there's a little bit more than I want. And it's kind of like a theme. Like every year there's a little bit more than I want, more than there was. So it's kind of a thing that happens. It's just a thing. So you can check that video out and let me know what you think. If you guys stash or flash your video, or if you guys flash your stash, please let me know because I love watching those videos. Oh, and then if you are on Ravelry, if you're not, you should be, but if you are on Ravelry, I have a group over there called Crafting with Quality, and you can just search for it, or if you go to my profile page on Ravelry, you can see what groups I'm in over there on the left-hand side, and they're in alphabetical order by the group name, not what it says on the picture, but you can see my little logo, which is like the little green yarn ball, and it'll say Crafting with Claudia next to it, so you can see that, or you can search in the groups section to find it. But I posted a thread for our craft, like about our 2016 crafty goals, and I thought that it would be interesting to kind of talk about them and help, encourage us to kind of finish them when we were going to need encouragement over the year. So I think that if you want to, just join over there. There's a little bit of chatter so far, but I would love to know what your goals are. If you have any specific patterns or anything like that, you can link them there. Yeah, I just want to know what you guys are doing. And also, we do, I think, need a little support. If you're like me and you have, goals, if you set goals for yourself, sometimes, stuff starts to kind of wane a little bit as you go on, and it's the beginning of the year, so we're probably all really good right now. But here in a month or so, we'll probably all be like, eh. So I just want to mention that. So go over there and join that if you want. Okay, so let's talk about finished objects. I finished 3 things. This counts as one, but these are the Menelaus mitts from Tulare from With Two Hands. There will be links and everything in the show notes. So, well, not links in the show notes. There will be a link to the show notes in the description bar. So you can go and check it out there. But or if you look at my Ravelry project pages, I've got stuff up to date now. So yes, so these mitts are, let me see if I can get close enough and show you. The lighting is not, there we go. There you go. So you can see it's got a zigzag texture on them. I used Knit Picks Stroll Tonal in the Gypsy colorway, and I don't know why I don't have these on, because, yeah. I've not blocked them yet, and I don't know if I'm going to. They look okay. My tension only gets a little, well, I mean, I guess it gets weird other times, but it especially gets weird when I go from knitting to purling, like that first purl stitch, for some reason will be a little looser. And there are ways to combat that, but I tend to not really worry about it too much. It's really only really noticeable if I'm using a needle that's too big for the project, and then it just gets all kinds of crazy. But you can see that these are really nice. The back part, so like the palm, has just a regular wide rib on them. So that way the palm doesn't have like that texture that's, that you'd be touching and it would probably wear quicker. I used size 1 or 1.5, depending on how you're keeping track of it, 2.5 millimeter needles. I used Knit Picks 16-inch circulars, and I did these in tandem, and I really don't know why I don't have them on. I probably should at least put one on so you can see what they look like with, you know, on a hand. I have woven the ends, but I have not, because I have not blocked it, I have not trimmed them yet, so those are still in there. There you go. These are really nice. They come to about here. I really, really like them, and they are nice and warm. Again, I'm not sure why I don't have them on right now, but yeah. So I finished those. Super excited. My husband even liked them, and I think if they were in, you know, probably not this color of red, he probably would have stolen them from me. I have another pair of mitts that I had like just sitting somewhere and like on the bookcase or whatever, and he's been wearing them and I can't get them back from him. So I also finished, and if you see me on Instagram, you've seen this, but and I'm crafting with Claudia over there. Oh, and I forgot to mention my Ravelry profile is Crafting Claudia. It doesn't have the with because it's too long with it. So, but there is a link to that in the description bar. So I finished this. This is a chunky hoodie, and I will look up the pattern real quick. You guys are really excited to see me look up stuff, aren't you? Let's see. It is by Michelle Ariano, and this is her. That's her image. Oh no. There you go. So you can see I got a weird camera set up right now. I will put this on, I guess, over top of my hat, because why not? Yes, I look interesting. So it has really long tassels. I have to trim them up to even. They're not even, but, and so yeah. I don't know really. I really don't know why I made this. I mean, I might wear it, but I don't know. Like maybe just like to go get the mail or something, but I really don't see myself wearing it out, you know, too much because I probably just won't. But it's a really fun, quick pattern. I used a size N, just a 10mm crochet hook, and I used Bernat Softy Chunky for the yarn. And it worked up really quick. And I have probably, sorry, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. I have about a half of a skein left, maybe a little bit more. It was really, really simple, and it was just nice. I used it. I worked on it a little bit when I was waiting for video to encode and you know, and save and upload and all that stuff. And then the last thing that I finished was I did a gauge swatch, which I mean I'm counting it. I'm counting it as a finished item. So I did a gauge swatch for, I'm going to try to do the Flaming June cardigan, and that one is by Cheryl Namath. That's where the Cheryl was coming from. It's a Knitty pattern, so it's from knitty.com. And it's from which I'm trying to see which I believe it is summer 2012. I'll put a link in the show notes, but the pattern is actually written for a hemp yarn. It's supposed to be a lightweight cardigan, and it's got a bottom, like the bottom part kind of has like points, so it comes, so if you were looking at the back, it goes, you know, it kind of curves down, and then it's got a point, and then it comes back up, and that's the front part, like the part that's, you know, goes here and on your side. So, and it's got color blocking at the bottom, and then she has like points, like she has points that come up at the edge of your hand. So I did not really want a lightweight cardigan. I wanted to do something else. So I am using a Knit Picks Hawthorne yarn, which is wool. It's, I believe, 80/20, was it Peruvian Highland wool and 20% nylon. So yes, I am using, I swatched in, I've got two colors. I don't have them over here with me, but the black color, the darker color is Blackbird, and then this gray color is Slate. And it is a tonal. It's the Hawthorne fingering tonal. Or no, I'm sorry, the kettle dyed. It's the kettle dyed. So you can see the pattern has purl ridges in it. So basically you do so many in stockinette, then a purl ridge, and on and on and on. So I knit it and I washed it, and it did shrink a little bit, or it seemed to, but actually I got the same gauge, but I took a picture too, like before I had done the measurements and stuff, but I took a picture on lined, like ruled paper, because I like to do that. And it did shrink horizontally, but I don't know why, because I got the same gauge information. So I don't know, it was very weird, but it didn't shrink up that much. So it's, even if it did shrink a little bit, it's not enough. It would have probably just a little bit more negative ease, which is when things are tight. So I like the yarn, and maybe the reason it shrank is because, so the instructions on the ball band, which I do actually have I have the cake of yarn here. It's in a bag from Erin, Gimme Yarn 418. One of her zippy bags, I believe she calls them. There's the tag. Yeah, and it's 80% superwash fine Highland wool, 20% polyamide. Now the instructions tell you to wash it in the gentle cycle and tumble dry low. I stuck it in regular cycle with jeans because I was like, I want to know how bad it's going to get, because I have never washed this yarn before. I've never used it and washed it before, so I wanted to see what we were dealing with. I know that's a bit of a risk, but I was willing to take it. I have quite a bit of extra of this yarn, so I figured if I ruined this swatch and had to do another one, not a big deal. So maybe that's why, but it has so much stretch. Like it will stretch plenty in all kinds of ways. But it did tame down, because if I lay that right there, so you can see that, before it was almost like an accordion. It was very like the bumps and the bottom part there was a big difference. So it has tamed down quite a bit, and I really like the way that it looks. It did fuzz up a little bit, but I think that probably is because of the fact that I put it in with jeans and it was getting, a lot of contact. In real life, I would probably I would wash it in the gentle cycle, but I wanted to see what it would do. So, and I just use this to determine what size I need. The gauge I'm getting is actually a little bigger than the gauge that she got, but she's using a different yarn than I am. She used a hemp yarn, which does different things, of course. And so I'm just trying to use what I have and her stitch counts, because I know what size I need and everything, so it'll be okay. Oh, a little trick that I learned probably, I think, from the Knit Girls is when you're doing a swatch. Can you see? You probably cannot see. I have little knots in the tail. There's 5 of them. You can't really see the 5th one because it's right by there. Because I wove it in a little bit so that way it wouldn't be sticking out the corner. But so I used a size 5. I can't remember what the millimeter is on that, but I used a size 5 knitting needle, and I tied 5 knots in the tail so that way I would remember. That's it. I think Leslie from the Knit Girls mentioned it. I think she learned it from somewhere else. So, but anyway, that's just a tip. So I'm excited about that. I finished it up, and I have not cast on yet for the sweater, but I might do that today. The cast on is big because you're doing it from the bottom up, and because the bottom is bigger, of course, like you end up with like having to cast on lots and lots of stitches. This is a fingering weight yarn. So yeah, it's fun. I have worked on other stuff though. I do have some other whips. I have my Roll City Rollers, and I can't remember who that's by either. Names. I do have like I said, I mentioned I have my project page all up to date. So if you go over there, you can see more details. But this is by Mara Catherine Briner. I cannot talk. Let's see here. Oh, I got stuck on the string. There you go. I should have done this on my phone. It would have been a little easier to hold. But yeah, so I am using Knit Picks Felici in the Highland colorway. And I'm using 2.25 millimeter, size 1. These are also from Knit Picks. These are, they're 16-inch circulars. And I am working on them in tandem. So that means I'm working on both of them at the same time. I do not have a lot of yarn left. This one, I have enough yarn to do the rest of this color, and I believe one more color. Like one more stripe. Let me see. I may be wrong. No, I do not have enough to do that. I have enough to finish this color, and then I don't know if it's a full stripe of the color right after that. I don't know, but I have a little bit of that next color, and on this one, and then on this one here, it's a little wonky because of the heel, but on there I've got. I'm getting ready. No, I just changed color. You can't see it because it's on the needle itself. It's not on the fabric. I just changed color, and then I've got one more color after that, and then a tiny little bit of this light. This light color will come back. So I clearly do not have enough to finish them, even for my feet, which are small. I am going to just grab another yarn and do that. I'm just going to do that. I am keeping these in my Fat Squirrel Fibers sheath bag. So, yes. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. So I've got some of the red yarn left over from the mitts. And I thought, well, I could just make them like Christmassy because like green and red, you know. But I think because of where they're going to stop on my foot, that would make the toe like, or well, what would look like the toe, the bottom part, it would make it a little bit longer than the actual toe box of the sock. So I think what I might do is join, so after I get like to a certain point, join the red yarn in and then stripe it every row or every 2 rows, and then once I run out of the green, just continue on with the red, and hopefully if I time it correctly I can get at the like where the toe decreases start. That's my goal. We will see if it happens. I have also been spinning. I've been spinning pretty much every day, not very much, like 15, 20 minutes a day. But I have made a little bit of progress, so I decided I would bring this out and show you. So there's the underside. Now the fiber I'm using is from Turtle Made, and I don't remember. I don't know if it had a colorway. It didn't. It wasn't tagged. I bought it at a wool gathering in 2014, and they weren't. She didn't have them tagged. So if they had names, I don't know what they were. But I believe it was. Oh my goodness, I can't even remember the fiber content now. I feel like it was just Superwash Merino. I don't know. I can't remember. I may have to ask her because I really don't know. And I'm also using one of her spindles, which is a 3D printed spindle. This is, I believe, is her, I don't know how, her standard size. That's what she calls it. So you can see the way you wrap the yarn on there. I just started a new layer. So you can see that dark line that's on top of there. That's how you wrap in order to make that kind of pattern shape appear. So yeah, it's going really well. I didn't weigh what I have left, but I have this much left of the first 2 ounces. I am spinning it quite thin, thinner than I really anticipated. I was trying to do it a little thicker. So you can see, there you go. That's a lace weight. So if I do a 2-ply, it'll probably be like a thicker fingering weight. We'll have to see. I'm pretty consistent, which is surprising, but like I'm consistent, but I spin thin. So I can consistently spin thin, but like I can't spin thicker. And I think it's because like the way that I spin, like the way that I'm drafting, I think that's why. I think if I put my hands in a different position, I would end up with thicker yarn. But because I don't do the what do they call it? Park and draft. I don't do that anymore. I can draft as I go. So, but I'm moving kind of like my hands really never get more than this far apart. Maybe not even like, I don't know. They're not very far apart. So maybe I'll do a video showing how I spin. I'll have to get some help to to set that up because like I'm gonna need like a camera dude or something. Yeah. So right. That's all I have working on or been working on. That is in my Kicks and Giggles bag, by the way. It's a satin lined bag. Well, I don't know if it's satin, but it's a smooth fabric. I think it's satin. You can see it's kind of shiny. And that's really nice for fiber because it won't like grab on it too much. And then I have, this is my notebook that I keep my stuff in. Okay. Then let's see. I have bought some stuff. I have a bag that is coming in the mail. It's not, the mailman hasn't ran yet, so it's not here yet. But I bought another, I mentioned it last time. I ordered a, I said I was going to order it, that I missed it in the update. She had sock size bags available on January 1st. That was her update. And she had this like really cute narwhal fabric. And I had to have it. So when that gets here, well, I'll show it to you next time because it's not here yet. So maybe if I get it before I finish uploading, I don't know. We'll see. And then, and I'm gonna really chalk this up to just straight up enabling because I watch the Not a Podcast by Amanda. She hosts it here on Ravelry, and I'll put a link and everything. She went to Target and she bought washi tape, and then I went to Target, and then I was like, well, I'll just go look. I'll go look. I went there for something else, but I'll go look. I bought washi tape. Well, it's not all washi tape. This is like glitter tape, but yes. So I got a couple of things I think that she got too, and then I got just cute stuff. So I went with well, I'll start with the glitter ones. I got, these are by 3M, or Scotch, which I guess is 3M, right? Yeah. These are their glitter ones. I don't know if they have colors on them. Well, they're just gold and pink, so they're sparkly and they are glittery and they are fun. Yeah, I like glitter. I think she got the gold one. I don't think she got the pink one. They had other colors too, but those are the ones that I got. And then this they actually do label as washi tape. And again, they don't call, like, they don't name their colors. They say they're made in Japan. So, well, no, I lied. This one is made in Japan. This one's made in China. And the glitter ones are made in China too. So this one was made in Japan. And that's what the front of it looks like. And then let's see. The pattern on it goes this way. And it's these cute little like houses with the trees and leaf looking things and hearts and flowers and other kind of houses, like steeple looking things. Really cute. I know that that's probably not focusing. There's snow outside. My white balance is all kinds of crazy. And then I got this one, which I know that Amanda got too. And these are these cute little strawberries with the faces on them. There's a glare. Yeah. So they're cute. And then this one is rainbows with clouds. I'm sorry about the glare. But yeah. I could take them out of the little package. That probably would take the glare away. But yes. So I blame Amanda for that one. Because I was just like, la 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 la, detour. So that's fine. I may blame her, but it's not like I'm mad. These are really cute. I do have some other washi tapes, but I don't have like a huge collection. But I just thought these were really cute. And the glitter ones, like, I love shiny stuff. Apparently, like a magpie or something. Yeah, that's attracted to the shiny stuff, right? I said that, no, I'm not sure. Anyway, so I bought those 5, and then, oh, and I bought, see that calendar right there? Can't really see it. There we go. You can't actually see it. I'm not going to get up and get it, but it's a pretty plain calendar. It was over in the dollar section, like the dollar spot at Target. So yeah, one of the reasons I don't wear a hat is because, like, I keep messing with it, but my hair is slick. Like, it's very big and curly, and it doesn't even, it feels, I think just because of like the texture of like the cut I have, or just the generalness of it, it'll feel like, it doesn't feel slick. Like, I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Like, it feels, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how to like explain it. But what happens is, because it is quite slick, my hat like wants to slide off my head. So I'm constantly pulling it down. I think I have like a weird head shape too. Whatever. All right. Now let's talk about life issues. Yes. So winter is here. Winter has arrived. And with that comes the HVAC issues. Since we bought this house, we have had constant issues with the heating and air conditioning. It's insane. It's just crazy. We had the house for, I don't know, not even a full year before we had to have an expensive repair done. And then another expensive repair, another expensive repair. And we spent a lot of money. We could have actually bought a whole new compressor, with more than that actually, with what we spent, before we ended up just having to replace the heat. Well, we ended up replacing everything, but we had the most problems with the compressor, the outside unit, the heat pump, air conditioner, and because I don't know, it wasn't even old. Like, the system was not old at all, but it was just damaged. It was broken. And anyway, so we ended up having to get an all new system. We had that put in about a year and a half ago, and everything has been pretty good, except we had like an issue when we turned it on for the summer of this year. We have a condensation pump that pumps the, like an air conditioner on the inside, it drips water down like a thing into a pan and it goes away. Well, because of our house layout, we have to have a pump that's attached to like the side of it, and it pumps it outside because it's not on an exterior wall for us to put like a direct pipe outside, and we don't have a basement, so but it got stuck, and we didn't know that's what was wrong, but all we knew was there was water when there shouldn't have been, and like it was running down like the side of the thing that sits underneath the inside unit, the blower inside. Yeah, so it turned out that was a quick fix. It was literally just stuck. Like it just stuck a little bit. So that was not a big deal. But yesterday I was in the back of a house, which that's where the air conditioner is right near the back of the house. And you can hear it a little bit because it's kind of loud. And if you're right next to the wall, you can hear what it's doing. Well, I was, by the wall, and I heard the air conditioner kick on, and it ran for, 20, 30 seconds. It ran for a little bit, excuse me. It ran for a little bit, and then it kicked off. It was off for 5, 10 seconds, kicked back on again. Did the same thing. Kicked off, kicked back on, kick off. I was like, oh. I thought maybe it was doing some weird thing because it was cold outside. Not cold enough to where it shouldn't have been working, but with the wind chill and stuff and the fact that like we had snow and I don't know. So I thought maybe it was just like the defrost cycle, though that's not what it ever sounded like before. Well, anyway, eventually it kicked off, like it started running and it ran, and then it kicked off. And I was like, oh, maybe it was just doing that. So when it kicks back on the next time, I go and listen, and it's doing the same thing. It's kicking on, kicking off, kicking on, kicking off. It's not supposed to do that. I know that much. So I waited for it to cycle out that time. I didn't want to turn it off right away because, I don't know, afraid of damaging it or something. So I waited for it to eventually turn off, and then I switched over to the emergency heat. And I'm gonna wait until it's a little warmer, so probably Thursday, and turn it back on because it's supposed to be warmer that day. And I'm gonna see if it does it again. And if it does, then I guess I get to call our HVAC guy and have him come out and look. But I don't know. I mean, I have like so much stress and anxiety about our heating and air conditioning system because it was just years of dealing with the next problem and the next problem and the next problem. There's a leak, and then there's the motor goes out, and it was one thing right after another. We paid a lot of money for an all new system, including new ductwork, new vents, not just the vents, like we had them moved because they were not in the right spot for our house layout. So we had them moved and everything, and now we're still dealing with problems. I mean, we have a warranty, so like we don't have to pay for it, but just dealing with it is crazy, and it's stressing me out. So I'm trying to like not worry about it too much, and my husband is more like the type of person who's like, whatever. And I am more like, what are we gonna do? So yeah. Let's see, I showed you the Exploding Kittens game. And I guess the last thing that I was going to talk about, one of the last things I was going to talk about, I was going to show you my planner. This is my planner for this year. I don't have anything on the front. I didn't put anything on the front last year either. I don't know. I am doing a sort of a modified bullet journal. I did the bullet journal system last year, and I used the smaller notebook And this one, I bought I think this is the extra large size. So it's like I don't know if it's the biggest one that they have, but it's a Moleskine notebook. And so you can see, like, I have my goals here, and a not quite filled out monthly layout, and then like a weekly layout. So I am doing the bullets, the actual like bullet kind of technique day to day here, but I needed a more weekly layout. And Amanda over at the Not a Podcast, she shared with me how she laid out her pages, and I really liked how she did her weekly pages. She had a little a section where it had like weekly goals, and I needed that because in the original bullet journal system, like the one that I guess the official version, they have you have monthly goals, and monthly goals are good, but I need, because of all of the stuff I got going on, I need a list of like what I need to get done during this week, because my schedule is a little flexible. So, well, it's quite flexible actually. So I just need to know what I need to have done by the end of the week. Sometimes it's not like, life or death or anything like that, but like, for instance, the first week I had 5 things that I put must do's. I ended up not doing 2 of them, but one of them, I mean, like they weren't like strictly time sensitive exactly, at least not that time sensitive. I had just hoped to get them done, and I just didn't get around to it. Like, I need to re-up my domains. They're all coming up, like due or whatever, the renewal period or renewal date, and I have to get online and just make sure like my payment information is correct and all that, because I think, I can't remember which credit card I have on there. I can't remember if it's if it's the one I thought, it would not be a problem. It's just, I think it might be the other one where we had to have replaced when we had the fraud incident. So I just need to double check, and I haven't done it yet. But you can see, and then like for this week I've got there, and then she has like a little section for her weekly like habit tracking kind of thing. Like the red is my vitamins, and I took a vitamin every day. And so I've got like a few things that I'm keeping track of like that. So yeah, so far so good. I've not taken my vitamin for today. That's the reason there's no red on this Monday box. But so I've got that to do, and I've got some other stuff. Like, here's a like a year overview, and I wrote like a little can you see? Ooh, sorry about the color. It's like flashing. So like the little thing in the corner, and then what I'm planning on doing this is having like the important dates, like birthdays, anniversaries, things like that I have to keep remembering for, and then something's vibrating, I don't know, but I have that, and then I'm gonna have like more of a little planning section where I can sort of see the year overall with regards to what I need to have done. It's so that way, like, I'm not like, oh no, I have 5 days to finish something, I need it done before the beginning of the next month. I'm gonna just try to kind of do that. So if you guys are interested in hearing more about that, I can do like maybe a more in-depth video, and I can shoot it on my other camera so that way you can actually see it in better detail if you like. Let me know. All right. What have I been watching? It's been, I've been watching Futurama still, but I like completely watched Jessica Jones, which is it's on Netflix, and I think there were 12 episodes, maybe 10. It wasn't, it was like a shorter, more British style season where, there's not 26 episodes, there's like half of that. So really good. I am not usually a huge Kristen Ritter fan. Like, I've seen her in a few other things, and I don't know. Going into the show, I'd heard good things about Jessica Jones. People were like, oh, you gotta watch it. And I was like, I don't know. And so I told my husband, I was like, I may not be able to watch this because there's something about her that like I don't always believe. But I watched the first episode, really good. She did a really good job too. And then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, I think it's because what I've seen her do before have been comedic roles, and maybe I just don't buy that. Maybe that's just not like what I don't know. It just didn't work for me. But in this more like serious role, it did. So, yay, my nose itches. Um, yeah, so I mean, it was a good show. It's got David Tennant in it. He, spoilers, plays the bad guy. He does a really good job of it too. Like the show, like it was really good. Um, there's probably like you should probably look it up to see like what um it's about, just in case if you have like specific issues that you have like trigger issues about, you might want to look it up first. Because it does deal with like okay, spoilers. I'm not gonna give too much away, but if you don't want to know anything, go away for a couple seconds, or that's fine. Because I want to say something that basically it deals with the bad guy David Tennant plays Kilgrave, and he has the power to make he can say something and you'll do it. Well, he uses that power on women. So that's, you know where I'm going with that. So if that's something that, you don't like to watch, or like it bothers you a lot, or whatever your reason for it is, this probably is not the show. They don't like really show anything, I think. I mean, they show stuff, but I don't think they show like any of that exactly, but like, it's happening. So, yeah. And then other than that, I've been just watching Star Trek Voyager. I had started rewatching it a while ago, and I got up to like season 2, something or other, and I stopped for some reason. And then I picked it back up, and I just started from wherever Netflix told me the next episode was. And I'm at, what am I at? I think I'm almost at the point where 7 of 9. I'm not at that episode yet, but I'm close to where like 7 of 9 is introduced. I think so. Of the Star Treks, like probably the Next Generation is my favorite, and Voyager is right there. Like they're close. They're so close. I like them for the same and different reasons. Of course, like just like you do anything. And then of course I like Deep Space Nine, but it is, it is slightly the way that it's set up is more different because it's not like an adventure show. Like it's not, we're going to do planets each time. It's more who's at the space station this time. And then there's the original series, which I have seen all the episodes of. It's not something that I'm probably going to rewatch a bunch of times. Just because, like, I didn't grow up watching that show. Like, I watched it when I was growing up, but it was not, I saw The Next Generation first. That was my first introduction to Star Trek, was The Next Generation. So when I started watching the original series, it looked like just hilarious to me because the special effects and stuff were just, not great, because of course it wasn't. That was what they were working with then. But my, teenage, or I don't even know if I was a teenager at the time, whatever, like 12-year-old brain was just like, what is this? This looks horrible. The Next Generation is so much better. And of course now if you go back and watch The Next Generation, you're like, really? But whatever. And I've not seen Enterprise. I think I might have actually seen a couple of episodes of it, but I've not start to finish watched it. I may do that next. Because that way I can watch it. And they are apparently a new season or a new series is supposed to come out in 2017, I think. And I think it's going to be on CBS's version of Netflix. I'm gonna just mention this real quick. If you guys have you guys noticed the trend? Okay, so there used to just be Netflix. That's what you watched to stream, right? If you were gonna watch something, that's what you watched. Or I mean, it was on the station. Sometimes it was on the state, like the shows would be on the station's website, and then Hulu and Amazon Prime, and then like there's like HBO Now and all that stuff, and it's starting to like split up and divide again. And I mean, I get why they're doing it, but like, I'm just like, why can't it all be in one place or three places? I'd be okay with three places because like I don't know. We got rid of cable because we weren't using it, and it was an expensive thing to have to not really use. And now I'm like, it's almost going to be less expensive to just have cable because if you have to buy a subscription service to this, to this, to this, to this, like it's a lot. Like I have Netflix, I have Hulu Plus, because I like to watch Hulu on the TV, and and like in order for it to stream to whatever you use to stream, we use a Wii. But if you have like a Roku box or whatever, you have to have the Plus version. It won't let you do it, or at least as far as I know, it won't let you do it without it. You could use it on the computer, like you can watch shows on Hulu without a subscription, but only some of the shows and everything. But you can't watch it on a box of some kind. And then Amazon, we have Amazon Prime, so we have the video service because we pay for the Amazon Prime for the shipping. Yeah. So those are three things that we have. And then I'm like, well, if I want to get like HBO or whatever, like I'm gonna have to just keep paying more stuff. And I'm like, I can just get cable. And they, at least the last time I had cable, which was years ago, but they have you have your DVR box, and then you have like the on demand thing where you can go in and watch stuff, and it usually had a lot of like whole series of shows. And so I don't know. I don't know. Plus I really just don't like having to like log into like 1,000 things. Anyway, that was completely off topic, and I apologize for that because this, yeah, was not about my complaints about having to buy a bunch of stuff. But anywho, I am going to go ahead and just hush it because, yeah. I hope you guys are having a really wonderful day. If you are anywhere near me and you are freezing your bum off like I am, I hope you stay warm, and I hope you're not having heating and air conditioning issues. Well, I hope you're not having heating issues. I hope you're not having air conditioning issues too. Maybe where you live it's cold or it's warm and you've got the air conditioner on. I hope no one's having any issues. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.